feeling really emotional today, but the Lord wanted me to just get on here and be honest with you all. So the title of today's message is Obedience Requires Sacrifice. And I know everyone knows the verse that is quoted from the Bible. Obedience is better than sacrifice, which is true, but a lot of things that God calls you to do, it also comes with sacrifice as well. Like, it's not easy, some of the stuff that God is calling you to do. And right now, I find myself like in a crossroads moment. So for those of you who feel like you're at a crossroads as well with a decision that's really important that the Lord is letting you know to make, and he's letting you know, like, he already has given you a word of knowledge, or maybe a prophetic word of what's on the other side of your obedience, because this is like a big decision that he's calling you to make. But with anything God is calling you to do, you can expect that there's going to be warfare, right? Satan's not going to like that, especially if you're breaking off a generational curse on your bloodline. Like, it's just like, it's even worse, right? And the same is like when you are trying to break the generational curses that your family members didn't break. It's like you're then having to deal with the giants that they were too scared to face, and it can be very tough. And if you're finding yourself just in that moment where it's very frustrating, where you feel tired or drained, like you just can't continue on, and it's like you almost want to give up on the promise that God gave you, but it's like you can't, because the grace of where he has you in the season, that your prior season that has ended, and you're in that transitional state to really fully enter into your new season, it can be really hard. And you can be kind of like contemplating staying in Egypt, right? Because just like the Israelites, when they were in bondage for 400 years to the Egyptians, they stayed in Egypt for a long time, for generations, until there was a divine intervention with the Lord sending the prophet Moses to them, letting them know that the Lord said he's going to set them free, and he has a promised land for them. And they're so much better than the norm of where they are, being in bondage, but calling them to a place of freedom, right? And it was hard for the Israelites to believe what Moses was saying at first, but they eventually did find themselves getting into alignment with God, and just seeing the different miracle signs and wonders he was doing even when they were in captivity. So they gave it a chance. And one of the passages that the Lord just keeps giving me is when eventually the taskmaster Pharaoh was forced to let them go, because he didn't want to let them go, even with the different warnings and things that God was sending his way that was like pretty bad. He still just was hardening his heart, and God was allowing his heart to be hardened, because it wasn't exactly time yet for the Israelites to go. But when it was finally time, and Pharaoh was forced to let the Israelites go, get to that point where they're near the Red Sea, and they can see that the Egyptians, like, Pharaoh changed his mind about wanting to let them go, so he ends up taking his army with him to chase after them, to try to get them to come back. But the Lord used Moses to hold out his staff, and the Lord parted the Red Sea, so it was a wall on both sides, and they were able to cross over on dry land. And then as soon as they crossed over, then the Egyptians went out after them, and they drowned. The Lord allowed the sea to go back to normal, and they drowned in the sea. So it's like the Lord literally drowned their enemies, and that's really just what's about to happen. And so, like, if the Lord is calling you to make a big decision, and it's very hard for you to make it right now, just know that he's going to give you the supernatural grace and strength in the mind to do what he's calling you to do. And I'm sure he is already, if this word is for you. And hold on to the promises of God, and encourage yourself on the days where you find yourself getting discouraged. And don't allow yourself to stay in a place of discouragement, in a place of anger or in like a negative state, but really find that you're gonna find peace in God's presence, because you know, if you seek him and you keep your focus upon him, he's going to give you the peace that surpasses all understanding. And that's something he's been doing. It's been hard, but he's been giving me the supernatural peace that I know that I'm heading in the right direction, even with all the different things Satan's trying to throw at me at the moment. And so I just want to encourage y'all, even in the waiting, when you're waiting for the Lord to open that door, or just truly like help you, give you what you need to be able to make that decision, just continue holding on to your faith and holding on to God above all, and knowing that he's faithful and that he's gonna do it. If he could do it for the Israelites, if he could do it for all these different people in the Bible, why not you? You know, he's gonna give you what you need, because he's the same God who could do miracles, signs and wonders in the Bible is the same God who can still do them now. So trust him through that and continue holding on, and know that you're gonna make it to the other side of what the Lord has for you, and reaping the benefits of living your life for him and staying in alignment with his plan for your life. And just like that song said that came on my playlist randomly this morning, you will see the goodness of the Lord while you're living, okay? You don't have to wait till heaven. There's benefits to living your life for God even down here on earth. So you will be rewarded, and God is going to give you double for your trouble, maybe even triple. So continue holding on. And if any of y'all feel led to sow into the ministry, sow into the word, then you can find the details down below. But other than that, I'll catch you on my next video. Bye.